Hello and welcome to the Bowls New South Wales Junior State Championships. We're here at Cherry Street Sports. No, we're not. We're here at Club Sapphire Merimbula. Gee, I must be getting weary. It's the Junior Fours and we're down to the state final. We're going to see a cracking contest here between two really, really well-credentialed sides. Just showed you that's the title. That's what we're playing for here. We've got the shield out. Chakouch is approaching the mat where the players are just going to complete their trial end. And then Lee Stinson is going to sound the horn. And we're going to be underway here at Club Sapphire Merimbula for 2024-25 Bowls New South Wales Junior Fours final. We saw an incredible contest last night, a magnificent fight back from Travis Moran and the Illawarra quartet. They claimed the last three ends to win the game in an absolute nail-biter over the Northwest crew, skipped by Tim Thorning. The bowl that this man Travis played was down 4 or 5 shots, potentially down game. And he was able to draw number one, force it to the last end where he found two, and Illawarra claiming their berth here in the Junior State Championship Fours final. Lee Stinson hits go. They're all having a bit of a chuckle about that. It is still 2 hours the time limit. And it still is 15 ends the trip. So two absolutely amazing sides are going to be in action for you here this morning. Chakouch is going to park that jack somewhere near the line. Arianni Winter is going to get us underway. And we're into it. This is the final of the Junior Fours competition for 2024-25. Lee Stinson sidled in alongside me. He's going to pick up a headset. So Zach Moran for the first time. Lee Stinson, good morning to you, mystery man.
Thanks, Nick. Yeah, good to be with you and looking forward to a good final here.
Well,
both leads have started pretty well.
Why wouldn't you be? This is two very well credentialed sides. Great blend of youth and experience.
Arianni with another top bowl. The conditions really good. You and I, Nick, rolled about 4 bowls each last night down on this green. Yeah, pretty friendly from our experience there and those handful of bowls. He runs about 14 and a half, 15 maybe. Turned pretty good both sides. As you can see, we should be in for a good game based off those 4 bowls to start things.
Well, that's pretty good leading here. Jack Barclay, he's been very impressive. He'll be in action later in commentary, we hope. He had a fantastic game in the singles on our live stream the other night, the round of 16 against Harry Conroy.
Jack, of course, our current state rookies pairs champion from 6 months or so ago with his father Ryan. And things shaping up here for opportunity for both teams to trial the jack. It's going to be a case of who gets in here first, I think, and moves that jack from where it is.
Well, we saw last night the contest between Tim Thorning and Trav Moran. The way that those bowlers approach, calling these heads and really looking to get this jack moving. That's pretty well framed up now. You favour that's not going to stay there for much longer.
Got to play that with confidence now, whether you're the team that's holding shot or not. And Blake Perry just needs to run right up now. Played it well. He's still available though. See Jasmine Smith on the mat. Be a similar shot, backhand. Sit some bowls, trail the jack through. I like this weight.
Wow.
Super shot.
Replay button getting a workout early here. Kira will be pleased. And so many highlights here at this competition.
We did indicate that it wasn't going to stay there very long, and sure enough, first bowl. Zoe Davies draw down to the ditch here. Played this well. Of course, these two girls in the 3 position faced off in singles quarter-final action on Tuesday night. Here, and it was Zoe that prevailed on that occasion. Both current members of the under 18 side from the previous nationals. This impresses me each and every time, Nick, with Zoe. She's got a beautiful technique she's been working on.
Well, she runs right down to the jack there. That was the intent there. You feel as though looking to swallow that jack into the ditch. Just make sure of it on this first end.
Right, so one to the Illawarra side as the skips go to the mat. Chanel's got that opportunity to just play up as well. Got a pretty good second shot in there.
Yeah, you can turn through the white bowl to the right-hand side of jack. That's Jasmine Smith. Sneak under, get to the jack, or get to Zoe's red and blue.
I don't mind if she's playing a similar weight to what Zoe just played. As you say, Nick, plenty of chances there if you're reaching to push bowls up or even the jack. Not quite going to be enough with the first. How's the angles shape up? No, it's still okay. Cuts down a bit of room for Travis. See there the scoreboard in the background. Our bowls coordinator here at Club Sapphire has been hard at work on the printer overnight, getting the laminated names up on the scoreboard.
Oh, Travis sneaks around there. That's going to be pretty close for 2. So the call from Jazz at a metre.
Certainly going quicker on this occasion. Chanel, clear the front, you're a big chance. One or the other. This is right to the jack and stays with it. Great shot. Gave it every opportunity.
Made shot. Trailed it basically right under the number there, at number 7.
I think Nick's probably only 15 or 20 centimetres away from it in the ditch, so Travis' only opportunities to try and turn Zoe's up or around, just gets caught on the front. So we'll see Chanel's rink win the opening end. Pretty good standard for first end as players become accustomed to conditions and try and shake out the nerves on end number 1.
Well, as Lee tries to scull his coffee in one go, you don't need to drink it all at once, mate. I know Andrew only bought your little one, but you can probably get 2 sips out of that. So some fantastic bowls seen there. Very first end, so we trust that you're going to enjoy this coverage wherever you're watching around Australia or around the world. Nick Hind and Lee Stinson here bringing you the action at the Junior State Championships at Club Sapphire in Merimbula. It's the Junior 4s final. And it's 1-0 to Team Chakouch from Metro Southwest.
Of course, if you are watching on and unfamiliar with the with the exact format of entry into this event. So in our conditions of play for the junior events, players are to enter their team events via personnel from within their own region. New South Wales split into 16 regions, so that's the starting point for team entries. There is also the option, if there's not enough players from your region or other players have already taken up those spots, that you can nominate as a single entry, and the State Junior Committee teams up those single entries into those other pairs and fours teams. But in this particular case, we have the Illawarra team made up of 2 players from Windang and 2 players from Warilla. And the Metro Southwest, 2 players from St John's Park. Jack Barclay there on the mat from Padstow, and Arianni from Cabramatta. Arianni, of course, new to Metro Southwest, formerly at Camden, and made the move across to Cabramatta in the last few months.
Camden's been a fantastic nursery for juniors, and junior girls in particular. There's been lots that have come out of the Southern Highlands there. Mia Hodson, another one in recent years.
I commend those juniors who have taken the step to go to what we would call some of our larger clubs, our platinum pennant clubs, the ones that can really develop in terms of coaching, and improve those skills for the players. You look at Arianni making the move over to somewhere like Cabramatta. She's had that foundation at Camden, but to go and work on there alongside their club coach in current Jackaroo Carl Healy, a huge advantage, let alone some of the female representatives at that club.
Karen
led
Murphy,
by,
Helen
led by
Fife,
Karen, Ellen, Jamie Lee, Jessie,
Selena Goddard,
Selena.
The list goes on and on.
Correct,
and
all
on.
current and former internationals. Why not, as a youngster, try and take up that opportunity, and who knows, she might be on the path that those ladies have taken in their career.
Pretty close here to getting down to the jack. Has turned out with the shot bowl of Jack Barclay, so perhaps just travelling a little quick. And now gives Zoe Davies an opportunity to capitalise.
Play the combox side of the green. Much the same idea now for Jasmine. Just get under the front. It can be at draw weight, or it could be at similar weight to a last. You can see there, a little collection of bowls down towards the tee, all belonging to her team.
Yeah, Jack down the line and back to the tee would have been a really good result there.
And of course, Nick, we are playing a respot format here in the Junior Championships. So there is an Illawarra bowl out of screen there between the tee and the ditch, belonging to Zach Moran. But those 4 bowls in and around the tee, and there's a couple in the head there. It's an important one for Zoe. Gets in towards the tee and also mixes up that pack of bowls that were against them. Was leading into last year's Nationals, Nick. Our junior squads had a training day at Cabramatta under the guidance of Carl Healy, and as well as our State Junior Committee. And Carl really enforced that point about the respot format and always being aware of where that is, and that can start right from the length that you want to play each and every end, but also as the end develops, just have a look around and what's there and whether it's in your advantage or not, because that's going to determine your shot selection throughout. Chanel is trying to sit the bowl or try the jack, finds a hole with the first.
Oh, we've seen so much in these respot events where tactics do change. If you've got a couple on the tee, just go and kill it early. Can often be easier than drawing a shot. And these young players, they're no strangers to having a rip.
Travis just over half a metre in front. Just, 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 giving her the option to play with a similar weight on the other side. Trailing the jack. Get bowl onto yellow shot bowl as well. And she's very close to this. Catches a bit of it. Scoots past the Jack Barclay bowl. Goes towards Jasmine's. The call from Zoe is that we're 1 and possibly even 2 down, as Trav on a nice high line here, but does need to run on.
Probably the stickiest part of the rink out there.
His weight's close, dropping against the bias. Not the greatest result, so it was Jasmine's bowl that's been removed already. The girls just having a quick look over who may be second. As the scramble goes on, did you get a tape? No, I didn't put my tape in. Did you put one in your pocket? No, I didn't either.
Oh, do we see? Well, that was a bullet from Chanel Chakouch throwing the tape about halfway down the rink there to Jazz. He took it like a wide receiver and he's going to get all the way down to the end zone for a touchdown here. That was beautiful stuff there from the girls.
They're good to see. They know they're under a 2-hour time limit, so they weren't mucking around. They were quick to realise they didn't have a tape and go and rectify that.
And it was only one. Yeah. As soon as the tape came out, I did like Zoe's for second shot, but another one to Metro Southwest, Chanel Chakouch. But we saw this last night, Lee. Travis Moran, the defence that he played, you know, you felt as though Timmy Thorning probably had the better of a lot of those heads, but Trav Moran and the Illawarra team just didn't let them get a number at any stage.
And if it's been highlighted on our social reels, but if you didn't see it, the bowl that was shown of Travis Moran's, he was in a lot of trouble. I believe 2 down on the match scoreboard with 2 ends to go and 4 down on the head with his last bowl, and turned that over to make shot. That proved the difference. Gave him a chance going into the last end. As I think we're going to have someone else come and join you in commentary in the next couple of minutes, Tim.
Oh, well, we've been asking for Tim Rowe to join us for weeks now, and
not surprisingly, the boss has come out on finals day. He wants to get involved. Last day.
Knows where the cameras are.
Yeah, big time. Busy schedule. We appreciate Tim's presence down at the events. Also at our state championships up in the Northern Rivers, in amongst plenty of other things that are happening in and around the office.
And all across the sport too.
Absolutely.
I mean, there's always a lot going on in bowls.
We've got great staff and committee presence at these events. Sandra Jowett here from our board of directors, Robin Butcher from our state umpires committee, and of course, this being our junior championships, plenty of members of our state junior committee here as well, both at the venue, and no doubt those that aren't here are watching on back at home as they work towards selection for gold and silver squads moving forward for the remainder of 2025 and into our first junior representative series, which will be down in Victoria, the 3-way tri-series with New South Wales, Victoria and Queensland.
Yeah, I keep saying it's some of the game's future stars on display, but they're really stars of the now, aren't they? So many of those players. See Blake Perry, he's played a great bowl there. May well have turned the head over.
Played well in this event last year too, Nick. The Illawarra team are our defending champions of the Junior 4s, same 4 players. Blake played very well on the way to this side, winning the event last year. So great to see those 2 members from Windang. They're a very supportive bowls club in the Illawarra region. And to have 2 gun juniors in Blake and Zoe Right on cue. Blake doesn't let me down. 2 cracking bowls there.
Well, you can see he's parked his nose right on it, and what that does, Jasmine's just going to look to get down, sit the bowl. Any jack movement's going to be positive here for the Metro Southwest quartet.
Sort of squeezes around and through the gap. Still at least one. It's Illawarra and Travis just looking at angles around the back and where do we want to get to. Idea to turn Blake's wide one or through the outside gap. Slipping half a metre or a metre past Jack.
Well, that last white ball's probably going to win best back. It's going to win the tee. Just keeps that big weight option available.
Close here from Zoe. Trying to just work in off this wide bowl. It lifts it up to count.
Done that nicely.
So that's going to be 2. I don't think the shot's changed too much though for Chanel. Should be trying something similar to what Jasmine just played. Reaching weight up there on the back end. She can decide whether she's more comfortable just playing half a metre or whether she wants to play, as you suggested, Nick, even as far back as the tee or quicker than that, whatever she prefers down there. Try and get bowl into the jack or even remove that second shot at the very least. No, not surprisingly, this is very close. Does she get a bit of the jack as well? Oh, just kicks that bowl away. Could be 3 potentially, Illawarra. It's close for the.
Yeah, Travis has identified if the jack comes back to the orange bowls on the line there, it could be 4 down.
Play our side of the green, Nick.
Yeah. I think
turn Zoe's around potentially.
Turn through Zoe's would be really good here. Cover that jack down the line. Calling for it to hurry early.
Just wants to miss now. So bowl, so. I feel like it's 3 at least. It's Illawarra, so for Chanel, she was extremely close, wasn't she? It's down a similar track too. Just needs to get that out. Takes one away from the count. So pending a miss up here, it will be Illawarra getting themselves on the scoreboard.
Just no jack movement here is all that we're conscious of.
You can afford to just get out to that sort of light blue bowl you see on screen. That'd be about a bowl short of jack high. Somewhere out near that.
Well, he's entitled to leave that one short off over that there was absolutely no advantage in jack movement. 2 have come out.
2 removed. Did they bring the tape down this end with them? Or did they leave it at the other end?
The tape's going to get launched again, or Zoe's going to get hers rather than Chanel.
Tape did get left at the other end, so we're going to have one at each end now anyway.
That's the way I like to do it. All right.
Bowls is a game. You usually do have one thing at either end. Not always a tape, but...
What have you got at both? What, a cup of coffee at both ends?
Cup of coffee at either end, yeah usually. Chai tea at one end and a lavender at the other.
Might be happening this evening. But there's lots on still today, so as they're measuring up here, measuring for a third. Oh, it is 3, so important collect there. Lots of great action still to bring you, so wherever you're watching around Australia or around the world, Nick Hunt and Lee Stinson here with you for now, but after this fours final we have the girls pairs, and we're going to see Talia Kennedy from East Maitland and Charlotte Heyman from Raymond Terrace. They're going to be up against the very impressive young duo of Sophie Payne and Annabelle Teague. Annabelle, of course, a recipient yesterday of the Commonwealth Games Foundation Scholarship. So $1,000 went to her and to Tim Thorning.
That'll be a good game, and while that finals being played, we also will have the boys' fours final on at the same time.
The boys' pairs.
Yeah, and that's a repeat of last season's final, where we'll see the defending champions Cooper Appleby and Xander Webber from Curry take on Cooper Fleedner from Manildra and Cooper Dart from West Dubbo. So we are, as Nick mentioned, live streaming the girls' final, but we will provide you end-by-end updates of the scores of that boys' fixture as well. There's 3 Coopers and Xander take to the green for that one. And yeah, it's a pretty impressive effort in an open entry event for the same 2 teams to progress all the way through to the final once again.
Yes, that one, 11 a.m. approximately is our scheduled start time, but do make sure that you like, follow, subscribe, have all your notifications turned on the Bowls New South Wales social media channels, so we can let you know as soon as things are underway.
And that's not where it stops. We'll break then for presentation and lunch of the pairs, and then after the lunch break we have 2 more singles sessions to go, where we have all 4 disciplines going through semi-finals and then into finals. So that's our 15 and under boys and girls and the under 18 boys and girls events. So down to semi-finals in all those 4 disciplines.
Yep, so the streaming matches we'll be bringing you there is going to be the girls' semi-final, Talia Kennedy from East Maitland and Chanel Chakouch, who's in action here this morning from St John's Park.
And we're doing the boys' final in the last session to wrap things up.
And then
I think we have in those semi-finals Harrison Connery from Wagga Rules taking on Braden Tate from Merimbula, and in the other semi-final Xander Webber from Curry taking on Gunnedar's Tim Thorning.
Well, good luck picking a winner in any of these contests. These teams have been so evenly matched throughout.
Tim, of course, if he does get all the way through that final, going for a hat-trick of under 18 singles events. First of all, under the old zone qualification, as Jack Barclay draws a terrific first bowl there. Yeah, Tim won the first of his 2 titles as a zone winner, making it through to state. And then last season we went to the open entry process, and he went back-to-back with wins in both finals over Tom Rich.
Oh, blitzed it too, didn't he, really? He just
2 terrific games. I wonder who's going to mark that final. I got a sense that our coordinator extraordinaire Michael Wilkes will be on board for the final. We had Corey Wedlock last year mark the final, the last game of the session. He was quick to jump out on the rink and get involved. So no doubt Wilkesy will be equally as keen.
Well, does love it.
He's been enormous this week too, all jokes aside. Does a terrific job down here with their junior academy. We saw about a dozen from Merimbula and the local area involved in all the disciplines throughout the course of this week. And he mentioned to me this morning that there's about another 20 kids that come here weekly for a Friday afternoon session, and hopefully they'll be wanting to take part in one of these events in the future. But just shows, and he did mention there is a bit of work that goes into it between himself as employee and plenty of club volunteers, but if you do put in that time and effort, you can get some huge results out of having these juniors here, and also the number of families that come along with the juniors to be at the venue and cheer on and support their children in their sporting futures.
Well, paying dividends as well. Some of the juniors from that original program, as you see, Zoe, what a bowl. Some of the juniors from that original program, well, I mean, Reese Finn Young is probably the top name out of that. Has won Australian Open girls singles. She's been a finalist at the indoor singles. She's got a very well credentialed career. Australian girls singles champion as well. And now leading up for them in their grade 1 side. But she's not alone. There's a few more from that early program. Josh Allman was looking very impressive across this event, and he's still in the juniors. Jake Barnes, who's at your club, he's skipping in grade 3. He was an original member of the junior program here.
They're in a grand final in a couple of weeks' time, and I think another one of that early program is enjoying an 18th birthday today in Charlie Grevitt. So happy birthday to you, Charlie, one of our junior squad members, or we'll have to say former junior squad members now that he's turned 18 today. But many happy returns to you, Charlie, if you're tuning in. As Trav just pulls up short there, but just makes things slightly tricky for Chanel coming in.
Oh, no.
So Illawarra holding 1. I think they're just assessing what weight to play here.
Well, the call was go get it from Jazz. Can get under it on the backhand if she likes, was the call. So I expect she'll be going pretty firm here, Chanel.
Potentially the only tricky thing is she kills the jack and gets Zoe's bowl through her own 2 at the back. What does that leave her with? Takes hers out at the back of the rink, but the jack extremely unlikely to be going to the ditch. You see that angle there, Nick. If the shot bowl and the jack are collected together, the one directly behind it is moving in a direction that's heading towards the white bowl of Jasmine's as well.
Yeah, you feel there's a little 1-2 punch there going onto the white. And well, this will put some more pressure on.
They do have Arianna's bowl just off to the left-hand side, that blue and orange. So it's protecting them a little bit at the tee and at the head. Looks like same weight going to be attempted. Oh, it's a better line. Does she get something through Travis's bowl at the front? Peels away. So that terrific second shot of Zoe Davies, enough to extend their lead.
Well, this was it. This was the bowl from Zoe that set that head up for the Illawarra. Only had about a bowl to draw it and just went and parked in their magnificent shot. So seeing a little change of tactics here from Illawarra now. Matt's come up a little bit further. We've seen this a lot from the juniors. Testing one another on the shorter lengths. And with the jack down at the tee, what that does do is ensure some of the things that you were talking about, least instances, that you're going to have bowls around it and kills are less likely.
Zach's just dropped into the ditch with his first. Had a really good campaign. Zach still in action later on today in the 15 and under singles semi-final. A really good run in the pairs with Travis, and then obviously all the way through to the fours final. And Zach, a little bit younger than Travis, and certainly hasn't played the amount of bowls that Travis has played, but gets the bowl away nice and smoothly, and obviously with someone like Trav at the other end there to help guide him in. He's really grown throughout the week on the green, and my word, has he grown in the last 12 months since I've seen him. He has shot up.
Had him on the stretcher, you reckon?
I think so. I think so. He's, for a young man that's still playing in the 15 and under singles, he's potentially still got a bit more growing to do.
Well, there's a couple like that in the young fellas. Jacob Martin, he's a big unit, And
Both of those two boys are probably taller already than some of our 18s competitors. Blake, as he did down on backhand in this direction last end, plays a good bowl.
And the other one who, of course, looks to be towering over the field is Gabe Matheson.
Yes, Gabe from Huskisson.
So there was a game yesterday where it was all under 15 players, but Gabe Matheson was head and shoulders above the lot
Literally.
of them. Literally. First round of the fours yesterday. Talking to his father Scott, who said, "Look at this," and he was just chuckling away. Look at the size of him.
Like just under line here. He's second. I was just holding up with that weight just a little bit quicker. Is going to bring him to the ditch. Played a good first one. Jack just looking at a half a metre or so.
Yeah, would have loved for that to have parked up at the back of the rink there. Jack Barclay, well, he's got a couple to move through at the front here. Gets his own good on the running surface. Well, it's a better second shot now for Chanel and the Metro Southwest crew here. So a delicate little forehand draw now.
Just needs to hold out a bit. Go catch the front stuff as well.
Well, slides under even, so
he's won Tillawarra, and it's going to be hard to get it out without Jack's movement. Might be a bit of a two-part shot here. Try and just open things up a little and then gain shot later on in the end.
Zoe Davies here, chance to correct line. Speed was really good last time. Get a result off Trav at the back. Off Zach Moran at the back, sorry.
Just overweight a little. Why don't they take a chance here? Best way to get the bowl out is probably through Jasmine's front one.
You see the call from Chanel there. Give it a chance, open it up a little bit.
The bad result is probably getting the shot bowl directly.
Well, that's what's happened, but the shot bowl has gone.
Yeah, played enough weight to get it all the way to the ditch. See, our team has set up the presentation area in the background there. The players getting a view of the trophy that they're competing for and the medals on offer. Quiet sort of morning here at the venue with just this one rink in play this morning. I think some of the players just enjoying a little rest before they get involved in their other disciplines later on. Trav just catches the front one. Opposition bowl went up. Arianni's bowl there.
Chanel's that one to hold, just slipping through.
Travis had enough weight to draw the shot last time. Got his own bowl there, or his teammate Zoe's, that blue and red bowl. Out to the left to turn up.
So
Nice
those,
tight.
yeah, either of those two on the left are the ones that he'd like to turn through.
Just didn't quite get it out on a nice line there.
So for Chanel, she's going to try the other hand. Look to slip in between the yellow and the white.
Anything that misses that yellow one, Nick's going to be pretty close. Also a bit under the line. Does she turn Jasmine's up?
Perhaps not
Maybe
far
not
enough.
Is it 2? Yeah. All square again. 4 apiece after 5 ends. And Nick, we've been joined by our CEO, Tim Rowe. Welcome, Tim.
Thank you, Lee. Great to be here. Morning, everybody. What a fantastic venue it is here for our state junior champs 2025. It's fantastic to see the level of skill on display, and just the culture of the juniors, not on the green but also off the green. It's a real pleasure to be down here.
Well, you gave these juniors a little inspirational speech yesterday before the commencement, talking about your career and their potential futures as elite athletes. You know, you're right to state, national, international honours, and well, it's easy to see this potential in this group of athletes. They are just being absolutely, stellar, both on and off the green, Tim.
Absolutely, yeah. As I said yesterday, it's these guys and girls are at the tip of the spear of high performance of our sport at a junior level here in New South Wales and arguably across the entire country. So amazing to watch.
I like the message about, for some players it's going to happen early, that huge success. It might be in their teenage years, and for others, they really have to grind away and don't get there till they're much more into their careers. I think that's great to hear, and hopefully some of those players took plenty out of that yesterday.
Yeah, it's a hard thing actually, being a junior, because you do compare yourself to the people you're competing with, and sometimes at that age everyone develops very differently at different times, and you can lose a bit of faith sometimes when you're comparing yourself to those around you. But you really do just have to stick at your task, and if you're persistent, put in the hard work and love what you do, good things will come.
I look back to my junior bowling days, and two of the guys that were extremely good players at that time, one of them achieved that early success and made those squads really early, in Aaron Sheriff in New South Wales. And another one who was still a very good bowler in the early days, in Carl Healy, didn't get those honours until much, much later. And then you see in 2023 they're both in the same rink, winning World Championship gold medals together for their country, and took completely different career paths along the way to get there. Guys have stretched this end out here, Nick, almost at our maximum. Jack, the first one to adapt here. Tim, we mentioned earlier, Jack won the rookies pairs just a few months ago up at Raymond Terrace with his father, Ryan.
Fantastic.
So, relatively new to the sport, and Ryan's down there watching on this morning.
I don't doubt we've got fans of all these players watching on around Australia, around the world, and in their clubs. Vince watching from Leppington saying go Padstow and go Jack Barclay. Wayne's watching from Broken Hill saying go girls. Keith watching from Adelaide, very impressed with the level of bowling. Our future is in good hands. Mary, our good friend in Fife in Scotland. Got somebody watching in Melbourne. So all around Australia and around the world. It's fantastic to be able to bring you these great pictures here from Club Sapphire. And this great stand of contest as Jazz wants to just hold through that port.
It's one to the Metro Southwest team, and it is well and truly blocked either way. There you can, Tim, just fire one through and see what happens.
That's my approach. When in doubt, drive.
It's worked at the staff Christmas party a couple of years ago for you, didn't it?
Swing hard in case you hit it.
You forgot to mention everyone else was playing left-handed at the time, so I did. You're only as good as your last match, though, and I did win that one. So
another one here to this front pack. So we do have gender-specific events in the singles and pairs at the Junior State Championships, but this one an open event, and great to see that it's just fallen. We've got equal representation in the final. Four boys and 4 girls still left in the event.
Wow.
Jasmine set things up pretty well there. They've got an opportunity to remove that yellow bowl of Zach Moran's later on. I think for Travis, you've got to take the opportunity here. Just try and open something up for the skip here. Sometimes if you're playing down the order, you don't have the opportunity to make shot yourself, but try and leave the head in a better setup for the people coming behind you. Close to something. She's cleared things out. Travis did say, for a chance off that bowl. Jack pretty well near the number again. See that little red marker just to the right of the 7.
Pretty well now, Leah. Skips drawing competition.
Yeah, who's been doing their drawing to the ditch drills?
Well, you and I had a go last night. Michael Wilkes was prominent in that competition. Xander Weber did rate his chances, but I think he got a bit of an education from a few of the more experienced players last night. He was good.
I think Michael's been practicing that out on this rink here. I think this is his favourite rink, rink 7, straight out from the clubhouse. What was his go-to practice rink?
So as we see, Chanel just coming into shot now. Getting past the tees, the first job.
Certainly the closest. That's the winner so far. About 1.5 metres from the ditch, Nick, does it look?
Pretty close to the 2 metre mark, really.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah. So Trav.
He's got the weight to get shot. Does he miss the front? He does. Both these players extremely experienced, obviously in the junior ranks, but also playing high-level pennant for their club. Chanel playing in the Grade 1 St John's side that's off to the state finals, and Travis in the platinum pennant.
Oh, this is drawing to the ditch.
Oh, terrific effort. That's maybe one roll too far. One of the hardest skills in the game, Tim, this one. Just got no margin for error. Like hitting your golf shot into the green, you can't go over the back of the green because it runs off into the water. And Travis does enough there. 2 perfectly weighted bowls. 6-4. 2 defending champions. 6 ends in, and as we mentioned yesterday, the players utilising the live scoring function on their phones. So you'll see stages during today, both Jack and Blake on their phones. They're not sending messages to their friends. They're completing the live scoring, and you'll be able to see that end-by-end update forever on Bowlsley. That'll sit there on this match result portal.
Yes, so you can head to the Bowlslink results portal. That's results.bowlslink.com.au, or download the Bowls Now app. Click on the live tab in this competition, and you'll see, well, only this match as it goes end by end, but earlier on and when we've got the semi-finals and a few different things going on later on, you can follow along live. This is a great feature that we're looking to roll out in more events. So somebody suggested to me the Women's Carnival, but I think 10 venues and might be a bit hard to manage. 1 venue at a time, I think we'll look for.
Yeah, light steps along the way. I think with 264 team event, that might be just beyond our current capabilities in terms of staffing and being everywhere with that help along the way. But potentially we get there at some stage.
I'm not sure about this, guys. I think if I set that as a KPI for Nick.
Oh, right. Very good. I'll be sacked by May then.
No, but Nick, you've been instrumental in educating our membership on Bowlslink and rolling that out across our state. And there's still a fair bit to do, but we've come a long way since you've been on board and in the chair. What are your thoughts on digital scoring? Is it the future?
Oh, we saw yesterday. Look, my suggestion was it would take 2 ends, and it did, and it took 2 ends, and we had no further issues after that. The players were really comfortable with it, and it saves an immense amount of workload in terms of producing scorecards, then the waste that comes with it as well. And it means that things are much easier for the officials at the event because they don't have to input the results themselves. And it's also easier for the players because they don't have to go and get a new card and then ring them off to. They just see on their phone where their next match is. And away they go. It actually speeds things up, having things done digitally.
And even at a high level event, if you are that stat type based individual, you can go back and look at every end of every game and look for some trends and who's starting well, who's finishing the better, which teams are winning back-to-back ends. So if they've got the mat, are they still winning the next end, or is it going back and forward and the team with last bowl is winning more ends? So you can see that end-by-end result if you really want to dive into those stats as well.
I'll just slip past. Now, it's been a pleasure to work with all our clubs and our regions and our members to provide some fantastic resources and show the power that the digital platform has in our sport. So you can access a lot of that on the Bowls New South Wales website. There's a Bowls Link support page there. So you can just click through to that. But if you need anything, do get in touch with me. That's bowlslink at bowlsnsw.com.au. And I'm happy to answer any of your queries. There's some great support people as well with the Bowls Australia staff there, club support managers all across Australia. So do get involved.
Can anyone use that live scoring function, Nick?
If you'd like to use it for your club events, you can do it. If you'd like to use it for Platinum Pennant, we are doing it. So it's available to everybody at all levels. I've been fiddling with it at my club, just hanging at a couple of different things, and the members are coming around to it pretty quickly now.
I can say as a user of the Platinum Pennant scoring both last season and again on the weekend just gone, the functionality has improved a lot. You'd have some difficulties last season in getting logged out of the app at certain times if you lost Wi-Fi connection and the like, but that is well and truly improved, and it saves your login details. And if you are exited from the app, you can just go straight back on, and it remembers your details and the match that you're involved in, and you can get straight back into scoring. And for me personally, it's no different to just getting a scorecard out of your pocket and writing the score down. You just get the phone and type in the score, and as soon as you register the same result as your opposition player, it immediately moves you over to the next end. We used it. We were travelling on Saturday to a game at St John's Park, and we were able to go onto the site and look at end-by-end updates of every other match that was happening before we played. Travis Holding at the moment, just looking to work his own bowls up into the head. Yeah, he's done that well.
Well, quick call from Jasmine. Go get it.
The last bowl of Jasmine's off screen did remove Zach Moran's bowl and stayed right on the lip of the ditch. Trying to play the timing weight around the front. Just catches Jasmine's. At least a 2. Still a little wire at least at this stage.
Well, the back of the rink, it is 2 for the Metro Southwest quartet there.
Travis has got to decide here whether he draws in sort of to where Zoe was standing on our commentary box side of the green or goes around the back.
Opting for the left-handed forehand. I did get I got a heap of money out of Jason Pinnock at the state championships. He kept on saying backhand, and I said, no, it's the left-handed forehand, Jace. $5 every go I was charging him in the end.
All right, we're going to let Tim have a think about this. Chanel's walking down to the head. Tim, you're 2 down. We'll try and get that behind the rink view there for Tim. What are we gonna go for, mate? You own the pink ones, the white ones, and those orange coloured bowls. What are we gonna have a go at?
My old boss used to say she would call this a CLM, which is a career limiting move. And that's asking me a technical question about bowls on the live stream. So that is a classic CLM there, Lee.
So at least Instant and Nick Allen both sacked by May. This is going well. We did see there's plenty of young talent available, and I reckon Xander Weber, he was fantastic last night on the call. He wouldn't have a career-limiting move. He'll have an opinion here, but you can see it is a tough one because the girls are taking their time. So I back you here, Tim Rowe. I'm not going to put put anything on the line here.
When in doubt, drive. That's my philosophy. But look, I'm going to play it differently here.
I think that's going to be the choice.
Or a
yeah, I think you can go get it forehand through the white down to the jack, clear a few out. Is that what you're playing, Lee?
Absolutely. Jack in the ditch is 3. Get Jasmine's bowl up into the shot bowls. That's the weight, very close. Just wanting to turn under her own. Oh, catches the jack, and it's going to go back to where it was. It's gone out of bounds. Straight in the ditch was 3. Girls are going to respot it. I think it's in that exact same position to where it was. 2 Illawarra bowls already removed. I'm going to measure Blake's one here to see whether it's 3. Terrific effort there from Chanel. Played the right shot, just didn't quite get the result that she wanted. I think it was 3, Nick. Is that the call?
I thought it was 2.
Oh, was it? Okay.
Fortunately, I've got the... No, you're right, it was 3. I've got the live scoring up here, so I'm following along. The players are quicker than me. But I'm going to give Tim a softball question though now. So we're here. I mean, after you had a career-limiting move.
He called the right shot.
I'll just say, anyone listening to any advice I give in relation to shots, you should play. Please disregard anything I say.
You play the opposite, you think?
Correct. Yeah. It's like my footy tipping as well. Anyone I tip the opposite.
There could be some good advice there. I might have a look at your tips shortly. But no, my softball question was: look, we're here. We're in the regions once again for a state championship, and just my question to you is the support that you've heard, from the parents, from the people in the venue. There was probably some negativity, but I think having been here, can you tell us all the positives about taking an event like this to Club Sapphire to the regions?
Well, firstly, it's just an incredible facility down here. The greens are fantastic. The club itself is brilliant. Run by the CEO Damien. Had a catch up with him yesterday and a good chat about the history of the club and the area, and their commitment to our sport is really next to none. It's amazing their investment they put into the sport of bowls, and for Michael Wilkes and the whole team here. What they put into junior development for bowls in this southern part of New South Wales is incredible. So it's nice to be able to bring this event down here in recognition just of that footprint that they've built for our sport here. It's been a focus of ours over the last couple of years to take our major events regionally. We get accused of being Bowls New South Wales, NSW, Newcastle, Sydney, Wollongong, and it's nice to be able to take some of our major events out regionally, and we see the huge economic impact it has when players and families and friends and supporters come to a regional town. The hotels book up. It's good support for the local club. And it also exposes the sport to a different audience. You see other juniors looking on at these events and getting inspired and maybe one day wanting to pick up a bowl and get into our sport as well. So helps build our footprint, which is really important. It is a long way to drive though. But I shouldn't complain because you drove from...
I drove from Ballina and there, so we had 2 business days between the end of the state championships in Ballina and the commencement of things here, and it was a 14-hour drive, so it's great to be here. This is almost a home game for me, being from Jindabyne. This is 2 hours 15 from home, which it is a home game for Pennant, just about. So good to see plenty of familiar faces here, and the volunteers at this club have done a sterling job.
And Tim, you and I were at Tathra on Tuesday with the 15 and unders rat, and we had club members coming up to us just expressing how impressed they were, obviously with the skill of the players, but more so just the way that all of our players were conducting themselves inside the venue and outside as well, which is great to see.
Yeah, spot on. And it's sort of referencing earlier the culture that's built at these events as well. When all of our juniors get together, they learn from each other, and that culture builds early. And it's great. It's great for our sport.
Well, you've been part of a bit of the work that we've done at junior camps over the last 18 months to 2 years as well, and trying to provide some off-green fun and activities to the group. It's obviously some serious bowls time, but a bit of downtime as well, as we see Jasmine work away in for shot. They're those memories that these players make at events. Obviously they want the medals, of course, but they're making friends for life here from all parts of the state by way of shared experiences.
Well, this is very close here from Zoe Davies. Draw a toucher was the call from Trav Moran, and she's done just that. Knocked it to the back of the rink. Who's that catching?
It's like their own bowl. That was Blake's.
Yeah, that's exactly right there, Louise. This is a hard shot for Jazz. Being asked to get it on the forehand. Just going to trickle into the pit. I was very impressed, Tim. There was a couple of sisters here at their first ever state championships, all the way from Evans Head, so they've travelled basically the length of the state for their first appearance. I had Shay Fuller on the live stream with me yesterday afternoon. She was great. And they're basking in the sun over the other side of the rink. They were threatening to go for a swim this morning, although it's a bit cool for those from the northern rivers.
No, it's great to see. I think both Phoebe and Shay have been involved in some of the combined high school events over the past couple of years. So for them to take part in our state junior championships, we've been a little limited in numbers sort of north of Newcastle in recent years. So to start getting some success up there, we heard at our region conference how well the club at Old Bar are doing with the junior program there as well, as Travis works his way in for another shot. Yeah, so hopefully we start seeing some more from our northern areas. I know Jason Pinnock has been working with a few clubs in that area as well, and his Bowls Australia role to get some juniors in the system. And
Chanel's gone quick at this, looking to get it out for a kill. Well,
catches Travis's last bowl, takes it out of the count, but awfully close.
Down to one, you can see Travis. That's the one I want to promote. He's put his foot up on the third shot we favour of Zoe Davies. No, it's brilliant to see the work that clubs are putting in, and the benefits that they're starting to reap from good junior development, good culture within their clubs.
Yeah, he's trying to work through this toucher onto the back bowl. Gets bowl on the bowl here. He makes four.
Wow,
5 if he stays. Well, he's made 4. Their own bowl through the other one. That one of Zoe's was a toucher. So 4 the count. Terrific shot. Could turn the toucher into the ditch or get that result, which he did. Well played there from Travis. And Chanel's going to be forced to get back on the draw to try and make second shot here. Well, this score's going to get out of hand, and this is not going to make it. Well set up with bowls past the jack. Saw the trail of the jack from the Illawarra team, and Travis plays the conversion. I think they're going to take 4 here.
4.
Yeah,
Massive.
well done.
So halfway 13-4. Well, you're certainly not ruling out Chanel Chakouch in this Metro Southwest quartet at any stage. But that's as big a lead as we've seen in any of these competitions.
Yeah, defending champions putting the foot down here. Tim, you mentioned some of the work that Nick's been doing in the bowls link space. For anyone out there watching on, part of any New South Wales club, who are some of the other team members and their roles if they're contacting our office and wanting more information in certain areas?
Oh, got a great team in the office and on the road here, Lee. Well, we've got people like yourself. That's what we were looking for.
Oh, he was just looking for a rap, wasn't he?
I think he might have been. Yeah, Lee looks after our sports team. Incredibly busy patch at the moment with event after event after event. And I know not everyone gets to see what goes on behind the scenes, but there's a lot of very early starts and a lot of very late nights and lots of paperwork and administration and oversight, and then there's the bigger picture strategy stuff too. So Lee runs our sports team with Andrew and Nick and Dean back at head office. Between that team, you get through an incredible amount of work delivering events right across the state. We've got our membership and administration team, which Courtney heads up back in the office. We've got our communications and commercial team, which Billy Johnson runs as well, and we've looked to really ramp up the work we're doing in the communications space. It was one of the things I first heard when I walked in the door at Bowls New South Wales was the lack of communication. It's hard to change that overnight, but we've worked really hard the last couple of years at increasing our reach and engagement, and I think our investment in our live streaming and social media platforms, I hope people that are listening out there have seen a shift in that over the last couple of years.
That team does incredible with the amount of content they get through, obviously during event, but before and following events, the different reels or just simple live streaming information, the event programs that go into it, let alone all the photos of as many competitors as they can get to it, and each and every event that appear online day to day.
Yep.
That's terrific. And then also our Platinum Pennant Hub that we've got this year online, so a whole specific area of Platinum Pennant content, including the tipping and the highlight reels, and the live stream matches are sitting there for viewership as well.
Is your Platinum Pennant tipping going better than your NRL tipping, Tim?
I took a aggressive strategy with my Platinum tipping this year. I tipped every round up front. I thought that might give me some sort of luck.
That's what you did with your NRL tipping though too, didn't you?
Probably should.
Roosters every week, and other than that,
That's why I'm going badly. But no, I should have mentioned Kira and Trish in our comms team. Both get through an incredible amount of work, and for those that have had the pleasure of meeting Kira at our events, she'll be behind the lens, the camera on the greens a lot, and the little Irish pocket rocket. She's does an amazing amount of work for us in terms of content at events, and the amplification of that has been awesome. We've got just the volume. I mean, some of the hot shots from our state champs previously reaching audiences of 4.5 million people. So we've only got roughly 30,000 on our Facebook and 4,000 or 5,000 across TikTok and Instagram. But we've taken our sport to 4.5 million people, which is exactly where we need to be taking it.
Well,
so
this is why I've set us the very ambitious goal. So it's a good timely reminder to make sure that you like, follow, and subscribe all our social media channels. We are chasing 1 billion subscribers on YouTube, so currently several hundred million short, but we can see the impact is there. People are keen to get involved in our sport, and why wouldn't you want to be subscribing to Bowls New South Wales when we can bring you these beautiful pictures of this fantastic contest. The juniors are putting on a show for us here.
The Illawarra team one down, but plenty of bowls around the area. So he just catches her own from the back of the rink. So that may limit the weight that Travis potentially wants to play. We'll see what he does when he gets down to the end. Important for Jasmine just to try and get another one in here. Trying to apply some pressure to this team.
Beating this yellow on the wing. That'll be very handy if you can park up just at the back there. Falls in. Oh, probably just out.
I think Tim as well was starting to get more officials through the door and wanting to get involved, and even re-accreditations, and Salam back at the office gets a mountain of inquiries in that space as well.
She does, yep. So Salam looks after our coaches and officials portfolio and does a great job of processing all of the new applications we get through the door each day, which is, we've seen a bit of an uptick in that of recent months, which has been great.
Travis is trying to draw a shot down here on his backhand.
Well, he's
the
pretty
right
close,
weight is very good chance here. Travis Moran. Well, he's going to just drop out the wrong way. It's still one, but he's consolidated second pretty well. He just knew he could have taken that bowl out, but if he got the shot bowl onto the jack into the ditch, was not a great result for him. So just taking his medicine and trying to get second shot. Chanel just overplaying her first on a good line. Interesting time here, Nick. There is a chance Chanel does own the 3 bowls at the back of the rink. She's holding 1, but I'll be getting towards the stage where if Travis misses with this one and he isn't at the back of the rink, she might try and play a shot here to make it 4. Trav just trying to fall off his own for shot. Well, he likes it. If he gets to the centre of his own, he makes shot. Oh, just going to drop off it again. So does Chanel take a chance to try and play her own bowl through the jack? Looks like she's just happy to try and score anything here.
Well, can land either of those 2 blue bowls and we'll be pretty close for shot. Just needs to squeak past the yellow now. Well, it's going to be 1.
They did need to score, and I'm sure we'll see a change of tactics here. Chanel going down to her team.
Yeah, they'll have
mid-pitch conference.
I'll have a powwow here and say, what are we going to do? How are we going to win this one?
I've been distracted just now. We've got very special guests behind us.
Someone's dog.
Yes, Kelly Finn Young has brought her what looks like a black poodle into the commentary box.
There's plenty of wildlife here, but before things got underway at Tartha a couple of days ago, we had kangaroos hopping around the back of the green. But poodles coming into the commentary box. So players, looks like they've decided, and the mat's coming well up the green here.
And there's our little mate.
JJ. His name is? Black Terrier.
So we've had lots of good doggy friends here.
So you're a fan of the locals too. All the club members are getting around to pat the dog. So unfortunately, Arianni's just lost the jack there, but the intent was right to mix things up. 6 ends to go, 8 the difference. At some stage they're going to have to get a big multiple. It will be hard to win all 6 remaining ends, so you've got to look at the case of trying to keep your opposition, so Travis's rink, trying to keep them sort of to 15 or under from here, and then try and score 10 shots yourself across the remainder of the game. So look out for any opportunities. Well, Zach's going to lose the jack as well, so they are going to get their preferred length here.
This is
one foul throw each, the jack on the tee, and the original team gets to place the mat.
And my suspicion is Arianni's gone right up, so something around 22 metres, I reckon, Lee. This is pretty close to minimum.
Almost directly in front of us too, Nick, in the comm box here.
Yeah,
The players. Reasonable start from Arianni too. Got the weight right on the mark. And Tim, last month we had a region workshop with representatives from all 16 regions coming into Sydney. That was a good experience for all those that attended.
It's brilliant, actually, yeah. Region's been in operation for 9 months now, so good time to get everybody in and just talk a bit about governance and integrity and strategy, and good couple of days out in Warwick Farm. Had around 32 representatives across all the 16 regions. Very consultative, some great feedback from that. We're looking at reviewing our strategic plan at the moment, so we trialled some questions with those region reps, and we'll be going around all the different regions at some point over the next few months to talk about the future of bowls in New South Wales and defining our strategic plan in collaboration with our members.
Zach just getting the wrong part of the jack. Has stayed on the green, as you can see there. A couple of shots to Chanel's team at the moment. It was interesting the one day I was there, Tim, to hear how similar the regions are in some aspects, but how varied they are in others in terms of all their governance and participation and event requirements. It's very much varied across the state, but with similar goals in the end.
Yeah, agreed. It was interesting. Just highlights just how big New South Wales is as a state, and the demands in certain areas very different to others, and there was an overarching need, though, for us to bring in some uniform policies and a framework to help support our regions, which was really positive, actually, and driven by our region representatives. So we'll be looking to develop those over the coming months.
Blake, terrific attempt there. Played that very well. Had a chance to promote his own or sit the shot bowl, but found the gap.
I was very interested in that one a long way out, Lee. I was hovering over the replay button. I thought he was going to land that Arianni bowl. Absolutely beautiful.
Jasmine Smith played this nicely. Prefer a bit of contact. Well, once again, just going to drop in.
Well, not much margin for error there at the back of the rink. Only really... Well, there you have it. Only foot or so to stay around.
Just going to catch their opposition. So it'll be two to Chanel's team. Zoe's bowl has stayed on. No doubt if Travis gets the opportunity, it's big weight at those shot bowls. Oh, Jazz just needs to pull up a little bit. Push Zoe's into the ditch would be a result. Oh, not quite. Unlucky. Travis just contemplating whether he wants Zoe to play weight at this or whether he saves that for himself. Coming up to look at those angles now. Showing his experience there, Trav. While it's there, try and get your team to play the shot. She gets under this front bowl, she's a chance.
Yeah, I'm about that, Lee. You know, take your chance while it's there, because you might not get another one. And if you're Chanel now, how do you protect this? Because, as you say, you can expect that Travis will be looking to get some bowls out or get off that edge and get the jack into the pit right behind Zoe's.
Yeah, well, for Chanel, if she draws another counter, Travis is still going to have that shot left-hand side of the screen there up under the yellow with as much weight as he wants to play. So, in essence, I'm a believer that the block is the most underplayed shot in our game. Mine are often unintended blockers, unfortunately, but I still think it's the most underplayed shot in our sport. And this will be firm from Travis. Inside edge of that blue and orange, straight onto the jack. He has his own bowl at the back of the green. Even if he gets one of the bowls out on its own without jack movement, he'll have second and third. Now this is in the area. Bowl then jack. Bowl then jack. There it is. Laid a couple. Might even be three there with the yellow bowl of Zacks. And now for Chanel, it's in all sorts of trouble. She has to sit on the shot bowl, really turn it once or twice into the ditch and stay. And even if she does that, Travis has a chance to remove it himself.
Yeah, not much else on. She doesn't have any touches at the front of the rink, and
he hasn't missed any opportunity so far. Travis has every time the chance has presented itself, he's turned the head over. Yeah, tough shot here. Got to play the right weight. Needs the bowl in the middle here. This is carrying some speed. Finds the gap. Travis with an open draw, holding at least two. He has a toucher in the ditch, almost directly under that number 7. Zoe's red bowl there on screen, counting as well. And the yellow one of Zach Moran to the right, also close. So at least two. Travis down on his forehand. Just shy of pace, is he? Trying hard. Oh, it's going to sneak up enough.
Oh, that's in.
Yep, done it well. So that's 3 at least with the toucher. Bill's just going to have a quick look at which one's next. Tape at either end. Like that, no mucking around, straight to the tape. Too often you see him walking around side to side. If you're not sure, just get the tape straight away. Get a quick decision. And 4 it is.
Wow.
So well set up by his team. And once again, Travis plays the big bowl. And they're out to 17-5 lead. 5 ends to go.
Yeah, you can see a little bit disconsolate the body language here from the Metro Southwest team. Tim Rowe's got a very important call. He's going to step out if you like, or you're going to stay with us and brush him.
I'll stay on for now. Very excitingly, actually, we have been speaking to Channel 7 Sunrise, actually, who are going to be doing some live crosses from St John's Park Bowling Club next Tuesday morning on Channel 7 from 5:30 in the morning till 8:30. So we'll have 7 different live crosses to the club, and we'll be profiling our sport, Bowls New South Wales, rookies, a few other different bits and pieces across the course of the morning on Channel 7 to an audience of over 1 million people nationally. So that was a call just in relation to that.
Oh, you beauty.
Very exciting, isn't it? We always, as bowlers, we'd love to see more bowls on TV and, free-to-air TV. And let's hope at one stage in the future we get to that point where one of the networks wants to pick up some of our events. But at the moment, we take any exposure we can get. And to reach 1 million plus people in that prime time breakfast area of the morning, I think that's fantastic.
So who's going to be there at 5:30 in the morning, Timmy? Are we first on ground, would you?
It's bad timing, actually. I'm on leave on Tuesday.
So am I. So's Andrew. I think Lee could be Lee Stinson.
They call it delegation. I think Billy Johnson's going to take one for the team, and he's got to be on site at 4:30, I think. So, sorry, Billy, if you're listening. We appreciate what you do for our sport.
Yeah, you get a million eyeballs watching on and seeing those crosses every half an hour. I think that's an amazing result. And we had, for many, many years, bowls via the ABC. That was a Saturday afternoon staple for a lot of people. And we've had dabbles of different things since then. I know there was the UBC at different stages through one of the free-to-air networks. Of course, our Bowls Australia run BPL every year via the subscription TV as well. So
the Bowl Show as well is another Bowls Australia product. But yeah, look, great to have content wherever you can find it. But we're seeing the future of the sport in action here today, and live streaming. Fantastic to be able to get the game out to you wherever you're watching around Australia or around the world. Nick Hine, Tim Rowe and Lee Stinson are here with you. 10 ends completed of this 15 end final, and well, it's looking a little bit bleak here for Metro Southwest. They're going to need to pick up a number very, very soon if they're going to be any chance at all of making a big fight back in this game. Down 12 shots, 5 ends to go. The run rate's getting up there.
It's getting beaten to the head most occasions, and here's a end where the Illawarra team haven't honed in on the jack, but unfortunately the other opposition hasn't quite been able to pick up on it, and yeah, Zoe Davies has given plenty of room there to draw a shot, which he's done. Maybe it's for Jasmine and Chanel here. Try and play at least 3 out of 4 good ones, and yeah, get a 3 or so here if you can. 3 really good draw shots. Perfect speed. Just misses the line, but stays in the area. So he looks to improve on the last and has done so.
It's amazing to see just the development of some of these juniors over the last couple of years. I think Zoe's probably a good example of someone who's just come on in leaps and bounds, particularly over the last 12 months, 18 months or so.
Yeah, her delivery's looking so refined now, isn't it? And confident.
And taking a keen interest in the sport too. So obviously her location at Windang, they're extremely close, but she was on hand for the Platinum Pennant game between Warilla and Mount Lewis on Friday night. Went there, was watching the Corey Wedlock versus Nathan Black rink. Just any little advantage that can be taken from watching those superstars, and only a 5 or 10 minute drive, but made the effort to be there and watch on and try and learn from those Australian stars.
A few days before that, was chatting to her up in Ballina. He's doing some travel for bowls, which is good.
Zoe's been super impressive, and she even came on the live stream and bagged me immediately. So she's got no shortage of confidence.
I like her even more.
Yeah, I think that might have been Tim's word to her at Ballina. Next time you see Nick. So Chanel, important here to try and count. Yeah, she's done
just
it.
that.
Yeah, well played, Chanel. Super shot. Outside chance here to pick up a 3. Depending on where Travis goes here, he missed with his first. You imagine he's going to improve on it. Just urging it to pull up.
Well, Zoe really urging it to get down and get to the jack. It's a great effort. I think for Chanel, can't do much other than just draw another one here.
Bowler Travis has just taken out that opportunity to push Zoe Davies' bowls out, but 2's a good score here if you can get it. Hoping it to run on and hold. Just missed the line. Grabs the one. At the stage now, we can't be losing any more ends. 17-6, 4 to go. 11 shots needed. You are just tuning in this morning. This is the first of 4 matches we'll bring you today. We're at 4's final this morning. Both these teams went through 5 games yesterday to reach this point. And then we're into the girls' pairs final straight after this game. We'll break for lunch and then feature semi-finals of the 18 girls singles, followed by the final of the 18 boys singles. Has been a big program for our players here this week, but just the way things have fallen within this school holiday period, 4-day week ahead of Easter, so we've turned a 5-day event into a 4-day event with an extra session each night. Good start there from Arianni. Matt back, jack up the green. Just trying to find any avenue here to disrupt their opponents. She's played this one well. 2 good bowls. Great shot. Kicks the jack towards the first. And with that start, Nick, I think this has to be the end to try and get the big score. You'd have to do it the hard way with someone of the class of Travis having last bowl every end. But as we go down swinging, try and make whatever number you can.
Great bowl from Zach. It does give you a little bit of freedom though as a player. You know that there's nothing for a single here, so let's chase the multiples and let's, make sure that we're confident, we're positive, we're up to this. Sam McGuigan saying, woohoo, let's go Illawarra. Well, Sam's one of the top young prospects from Yass. Great to have his company.
My neck of the woods. Grew up in Moran Bateman, just down the road.
So I'll go Yass Bowling Club in my former employment. They're doing some great things in the junior space as well. They hosted their own junior championships the other year with 20 starters just from their own club. So
that's impressive.
It's amazing to see what can be achieved with a bit of energy and enthusiasm within your club, your community.
I'll give them a wave on the way home tomorrow. I'll be going through Yass tomorrow, so give them a wave going by. For anyone that's out on the green tomorrow morning in Yass.
I reckon there might be a few about.
Well set up here from Arianni and Jack. 4 really good bowls, and 4 of the first 5 at the moment.
And for Blake Perry here, important to get something in here. Just shut down any opportunity for a big score.
Extremely close here. Does he get up to the shot bowl? Yeah, he's played it well. Terrific shot. They're closing down opportunities. Stopped a couple inches off the jack.
See Jazz still looking really focused. Want to give themselves every chance. Box on here.
He's trying to work off Jack's bowl. Inside edge of that. Turn your own to Jack. Well. Big score getting harder and harder. You mentioned her focus, Nick. I was super impressed with Jasmine here on Tuesday night. She bowed out in the singles to Zoe, but she was fighting all the way to the end, trying to find any avenue to get herself back into the game. good one there from Zoe. Didn't get shot, but really closing down the scoring zone.
Well, locks a few bowls in there too now, doesn't it, Lee? There's less chance of things getting moved. You feel as though weight's going to come here to open things up.
Yeah, here it is.
On. Clips out of Lake Perry bowl.
And Travis is saying, just go back to the tee for me. Get the deepest bowl there early. I'll worry about in and around the head later on if we need to. You just guarantee that we score a shot if it goes right back, and Zoe's obliged there. For Chanel, it's going to be just trying to lift her own shot bowl once or twice. If she can turn, I think the best avenue to score is to probably turn that orange bowl, even with the first, if she can get that to the yellow one, or even onto the edge of the jack. Still an opportunity here to make some shots. She can turn Zoe's bowl away from the jack as well. You can meet her a weight here on the back end. So anything there is going to give her a chance with a second. Unfortunately, the target will look pretty good for Travis, but we're going to try and hold the shots if the opposition play them. Just going to go firm up. Travis is saying, yep, happy for you to play that shot. I'm just going to throw another one down the back.
Yeah, Chanel, this is almost a bit of a hit and hope at the moment, isn't it? Really not much going for them in this head. Go and clank a few around. Just get right through it.
Yeah, just hoping that makes enough contact that the jack will rattle around and stay amongst her own bowls. Same weight, forehand, quick, looks a chance. Oh, well, kicks her own bowl forward.
Blake Perry hasn't moved, and I think this might even go in the pocket here.
I think so. It does get on the mat. I think this is going to be a very conservative attempt. Just played minimum weight. If he reached, well, so be it. So it's going to be another one to Illawarra. May have even turned that bowl for an opportunity. And the girls are going to go for the measure.
Well, one would take it out to 12 with 3 ends to go. 2 is 13 with 3 ends to go. So while mathematically possible,
all the girls are measuring. Tim, did you want to touch on any of our recent partnerships with some of our commercial sponsors and some of the offers that are available to our members?
Yeah, absolutely. We've got an offer in market at the moment for AAT Kings. 5% off already discounted fares that they're running across their various tours that they offer across Australia, so you can get up to $1,800 air credit per couple on selected NT airfares, which is a great offer and a benefit for our members. We've also recently launched an offer with Caribbean Cruises as well, which is a really exciting one. So we've been working very hard in the background and going out of our way to try and develop some partnerships that really drive benefit for our members. We hope and trust members out there are seeing those benefits coming through, and we've heard the uptake on some of these offers has been really positive, which is great to hear. So obviously there's some benefits out there to take advantage of.
Yeah, it's fantastic. You mentioned some of those cruise line deals that have been available. There's been things with the Big Bash Cricket in the past, the Australian Turf Club packages as well. So all of those opportunities get emailed out to our database as well as on the Bowls New South Wales website. So if you are a Bowls New South Wales member and you aren't receiving our communication via the monthly newsletters, please contact our office so we can have your email address added to our database, and you'll receive communication about all of our events. But as Tim alluded to, those exclusive member offers you can take advantage of as well.
Can we get something going with one of the tea manufacturers? I've been drinking gallons and gallons of it here at the desk. I reckon there might be a good shout to have
Twinings.
Lipton or Twinings or one of them. T2, they're a good Australian brand.
Arianni, get the jack. Yeah, well played. I think this game, Nick, is in its dying stages.
You see the skips there, they're looking a bit weary.
This is Travis's last game of the events. Chanel still has singles to go this afternoon. I think deep down there, one skip knows the title is well within grasp, and the other one probably feels like it's not quite going to be this morning, but holding 3. That's all you can do, just put them in. You need to hope for your opposition to miss a few.
How do you stay motivated, Lee, in situations like this? If you're down a few and getting towards the end?
You just got to keep thinking about how the big score is coming. And in this case, my opposition have won the last end, so I know I've got last bowl. I think it's a case of just trying to sit this shot bowl out and stay. Try and make 4 straight away and keep them under pressure. Yes, it's a huge task, but if you don't think you're going to win, you might as well just shake hands and walk off the green now. So keep going for it, and don't walk off the green until it's mathematically impossible to lose. Jack rolls his own up for a shot. Once again, they got 4 of the closest 5. You've got to believe you're going to win, otherwise there's no point just going through the motions. Just keep turning it over in your head. How can we make a number here? There's always a chance to make scores. It's going to mean you have to play a really good end and the opposition misses. Right, there you go. Zoe's left one short. If Chanel can find a way to get to that second shot, the dark blue bowl, push that into the ditch and stay. You do hold 5.
Well, that was the call from Chanel for Jasmine Smith. Reach down. You've got to play a pretty precise weight there to get the bowler swing, but there's another one in there.
It's going to be 2. I think Zoe had reasonable weight with the first. Just needs to clear her own bowl at the front. The more bowls your opposition get in here, the harder it's going to be later on. Need to try and get rid of their closest bowl early. Otherwise you're going to be left trying to get 2 or 3 bowls out. Here's your chance. Try and get to this bowl. You can cross over holding 6 here. You can put this one in the ditch. You try and draw another one. Almost all likelihood Travis is going to get somewhere in the area, so put him under pressure, and then if he's only got 1 bowl in there, then Chanel's got the last 2 bowls to try and push it out. It's not going to push the bowl out. It's another potential counter later on.
1-2, we believe it is for Metro Southwest.
6 of the closest 7 here, so we'll see what happens.
Yeah, big chance.
You pick up an 8, that'll get you right back into the game.
Well, yeah, 4 to shoot, that'd be something. Can never count that out in these contests. We did see in the 4s at the state championships last week a game that was pretty freewheeling between Maitland City and Wagga Rules, and there was a 7 picked up by Wagga in that one.
Travis is going to beat a lot of the opposition bowls, and he's put it in a spot that's going to be incredibly hard to remove.
Yeah, well, this is to your point, Lee. Take a chance to dig that one out early, because now Chanel's got to get 2 out.
This is the end where you've got the opportunity. She's just trying to draw up to this. I'd like to see her play a bit more aggressive with this bowl.
Well, I've just identified there's maybe one little glimmer of hope that's probably been locked off with where that bowl has landed.
On the tee.
Big edge of the jack, get it out onto the tee again. It's probably 4. Could be 5. With where that last bowl was lying, really hard to see. So Chanel's done the right thing. She went down, had a look, see if there was an option anywhere.
Oh, it's quick through her own. She gets quick through her own bowl. I get the jack and the back one and hope you follow through. This is maybe a bit of a Happy Gilmore run onto the mat type operation here. They're full steam ahead.
Well, we did say young Taylor Appleby, he was throwing himself down the rink at the state championships last week.
This might need Sam Pryor type weight or Gary Kelly type Ryan Bester weight here.
Matt Flapper, there's a few
Matt Flapper, yeah.
huge drives in our game.
Let's see what result is. Just trying to push her own up through the jack. I'll get to Travis's bowls. In the area, right, just picks the wrong angle. So, see how many it is.
1.
It's the 1. Well, as much as the score was 18-6 going in, that was an opportunity. They had a chance there. See, Travis played a superb first one, but from a Metro Southwest point of view, I'd have loved to have seen him go to the mat 6 down, trying to draw that good one in there. I think they might have missed that opportunity to get that bowl out a little bit earlier on and really try and put him under pressure.
So, I tend to agree, Lee, and something that we discussed a little bit earlier, didn't we? Just take the opportunity while it exists, because it might not exist after the next bowl.
So, Tim, we're a 15-end game, but if it becomes mathematically impossible in a knockout game for one of the teams to be able to win, that's the conclusion of things. That's how things work in knockout games. Sectional play different. You play right through to the end, but here in the knockout rounds, so Chanel's team needs at least 3 to extend play here. Sort of give you that tip for when you get into the sport in the eastern suburbs there.
Thank you. Thanks, Lee. Let's hope they can get at least 3 here and keep the game alive. No doubt. It's no mean feat either side getting through to this final, but I imagine the opportunity to just develop your own skills in a state final, particularly as a junior, is what you learn in matches like this is invaluable for the future. So the more you can get out here and play in big games like this, the better.
Well, Michael Wilkes did say earlier in the program you learn more from your losses than from your wins, and so for this Metro Southwest team, I'm sure they will have learned a little bit, and perhaps watching the stream back and listening to Lee's very educated commentary, perhaps some tactical changes that might have given them a little chance. But I think the Travis Moran show has been the difference here. He's just looked absolute class.
Yeah, it's sort of 3 or 4 bowls that he's played to turn things over, or he's given Zoe in the 3rd position the confidence to try and play something. Really summed up the angles well as Jack finds an angle off the front bowl himself for a toucher. But this is an individual game. You've got to find the right line and length, but so much of it is shot selection and playing the numbers. Good effort there from Blake Perry. But it does appear as though we're going to have our defending champions go back to back.
And another opportunity for that coming up in the boys pairs. It's the same 2 competitors as last year once again. So Cooper Appleby and Xander Weber up against the Super Coopers. Cooper Gersbach.
Cooper Fleetner.
Cooper Fleetner, sorry, and Cooper Dart.
Cooper Dart.
There's too many Coopers at this joint.
It's like the BA squads with all the Aarons in them. We've got all the Coopers here. as Blake Perry trails it to his
Oh,
own.
that's fantastic.
Well, there's still a chance of 5. We've got Jack's bowl, a metre or so past. If Jazz can move the white, we'll finish behind. So we're going to try and make it 5 here and a 6 on the next end. And she's finished past. Travis understanding the situation. Don't need you anywhere near the jack, just get in behind. Has pulled up short, so a couple of chances. Trail the jack here.
That might be one of those Lee Stinson blockers.
Yeah, my skips would tell you that. One of those unintended ones.
Don't you go teaching Zoe any bad habits now. Alright, so call from Chanel. That's another third there.
It gives her a chance to kick the jack along. This one just needs to hurry along past the jack. Unfortunately for Chanel's team, Travis is going to have last bowl, but trail the jack 2 metres here. Give yourself a chance. Hope he misses.
So we see a little bit scattered there. Hard to find that big score for the match to continue.
They've got to trail the jack somewhere near the bottom centre of screen there. Nick can just hope that Travis gets caught up on the front bowls. It's the only way to make the number.
Well, Chanel's in a fair area to draw this, but need a bit more speed. And yeah, so for Trav Moran.
Well, this just has to be passed. Don't give them any angles to work with. If conditions are changing ever so slightly.
Certainly the breeze has got up in recent moments.
I'm not sure it's on the back end. I think she has to skirt these front bowls and turn the jack. I think getting the jack that way is not going to help. Hopefully she gets down on the last side that she played with more weight. It's more weight back end. This might be it.
Right through the
shot
middle.
bowl and run on, and it's still going to be Illawarra that's holding, and players have shaken hands. We've crowned our first state champions in the juniors for 25. Zach Moran, Warilla, Blake Perry and Zoe Davies from Windang, and Travis Moran also from Warilla take out the title. A clinical effort in today's match too. They were on point right from the start. Metro Southwest tried valiantly, but just wasn't to be this morning. And we're going to have a presentation break, Nick, and then we'll be back with pairs action after this. Who will we be featuring in the next game?
Well, we've got some great games coming up, but it is going to be girls pairs. It's going to be Talia Candy from East Maitland and Charlotte Heyman from Raymond Terrace up against Sophie Payne from Marylands and Annabelle Teague also from Marylands. The scheduled start time is 11 a.m, so make sure you like, follow, subscribe, have your notifications turned on. We'll be back with you at about 11 a.m with the final results, with the final results from this match, but also the next final in the girls pairs. So on behalf of Lee Stinson, on behalf of Tim Rowe, my name is Nick Hine. It's been fantastic to have your company here with us this morning, and we look forward to your company again in about half an hour's time.